Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Lions franchise and welcome to the 2023 NFL Draft. In week 17 of last season, the Miami Dolphins kicked us out of the postseason and proceeded to give their number 1 overall pick to the Denver Broncos. And the Denver Broncos, with the first overall pick, select Joel Harrison, edge rusher, Ohio State. The consensus number 1 pick in this draft beside quarterback. Now, of course, the Detroit Lions want to fill some starters in at left tackle and at free safety, for example. Also looking out for a new slot receiver because Matthew Ford does not have the speed. While the Miami Dolphins take the top tackle in the class, he was the only really plug-and-play starter at tackle, and they just selected their franchise left tackle. The Chicago Bears, our division rivals, select Ramon McManus, a really good corner, which they really don't need. They have 3 really solid starters, and they would have been better off to select some other pieces, but the Buffalo Bills select Timmy Crable, a good press man corner out of Notre Dame. And he is not going to be starting in his first season either. Now the Rams are on the clock. And they select Derrick Holmes, the third really plug-and-play starter in this draft. He is a really good safety. The problem is they already have a really good safety in Terrell Burgess, who has developed nicely. And now they wasted a pick on a player that's not going to see the field in his first season. Brett Cumberland, he is the speedy receiver. He was selected by Pittsburgh now. They need some receiver help. And the Titans are on the clock now, while the Texans select the first of all these second round value tackles. Titans take Sean Hobbs, a good receiver out of Iowa. I really liked his skill set. And there goes Carl Clayton, the number 1 middle linebacker prospect projected. And he is a plug-and-play starter. He is going to be the number 1 inside linebacker for the Giants in this season. Then the Eagles go Kirk Colbert. I actually moved him to defensive tackle after the draft was over. And they have some more depth at the D-line. And there is Gabe Larson, a really good edge rusher, going to San Francisco while we move closer to our pick. And the Dallas Cowboys select the second good linebacker, the second starting linebacker in this draft, and he's gonna start there as well. So both linebackers who have been selected fill a void in these defenses. And the Atlanta Falcons take Greg Thorne, another good edge rusher. In the first half of the first round of this draft, there were really good edge rushers. And there is another D-liner. It's Oscar Riley to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, while we are closing in on the Lions selection. The LA Chargers select DeMarcus Akins, another good cornerback. Really good corners in this draft and still on the board. Justin McClain, the brother of Atlanta Falcons corner Josh McClain. He has good athleticism and he's a good zone cover corner. Oscar Porter, probably the number 1 corner, but he is 23 and he's a man coverage corner, so I did not really like his skill set as a starter, but I like his skill set all around, just not for us right now. Sharif Spears, I really liked him, but 4.45 speed is not what I was looking for. Early first round value though. And Amari Burns, he was moved down the board in a storyline in the offseason. He was the number 3 prospect and he has really good power moves. So which one did I take? I selected Amari Burns. And he has good athleticism. He's only 21 and Trey Flowers is getting up there in age. So I wanted to really solidify the D-line, and he is a really good value. 21 power rusher out of Texas. And I moved him to right end, of course, because we do not run a 3-4. But let's look at the ratings. He has 85 power moves, 82 hit power, really good get off with 89 acceleration, 76 block shedding as well. That is a good starting foundation. I really like his skill set, but he's just not gonna start right away. So after that, I wondered what I should do, and Justin McLean just went off the board to the Baltimore Ravens, and he is gonna start immediately in the slot. Then the Jaguars were on the clock, and they reached for another one of those second round tackles. They were flying off the board, and I was waiting for a receiver to go, and they're the only really quarterback needy team in the league selects a corner while having a Heisman winning quarterback on the board that was number 1 overall projected, and they did not take him. The Vikings select defensive line. I moved this guy to defensive tackle because he needs it. He's a 300-pound defensive tackle, and he does not belong on the edge for a 4-3 team. And there goes the best corner in the draft, Oscar Porter, cornerback, BYU. I was waiting for Tony Howard, an early first round value receiver, to go off the board and then trade up to get Sharif Spears. I still wanted to get Spears. There goes a guard to the Panthers. I wanted to get Spears, and for that I needed Tony Howard to go. So when did Howard go? He was really speedy and he was a good value. And the Chiefs just take Spears over Howard. What a disappointment. Sharif Spears out of Clemson gone to the Chiefs. Now after that, safety started to go off the board. Justin Powell went to the Bengals, but I still wanted to wait on Javier Taylor in the 5th round. Tony Howard, there he goes to the Packers, and they did really not need this guy. They already got Adams, they got Gallup, and they selected the first round receiver in the 1st draft. Lance Rodriguez, he goes off the board, he goes to Washington, and he fills a void there. So that's a good pick as well. And meanwhile, tackles were flying off the board. Safeties as well. And the Saints can't miss. They got the last pick in the 1st round, and they take the number 1 overall player, Joshua Good, tied for number 1 overall, a defensive tackle. Now the Dolphins were on the clock, and they take another tackle, Justin Weber. I later moved him to guard because his skill set fits better at guard. So they solidify their left hand side on the O-line, and there goes Eugene Gordon, whom I moved to right tackle, and there goes another tackle. And now we were on the clock once again, and we would not pick for more than a round after that, so really gonna make this count. I basically had 2 choices. Ramon Colon, 21, out of New Mexico. He is a field general archetype, and that is why I wanted him. He's also got really good athleticism. Sidney Woodyard, he's a really good tackle, but I was worried about how balanced he is, since C+ is his 3rd best rating. So I went with Ramon Colon, 4.54 40, A- tackling, hit power, and pursuit. And since he was a field general, I did not fear that zone coverage. And it's a good pick. 74 is his archetype for pass coverage, and he's only 21. He's gonna get even better. He's a plug and play starter like Justin Gunter last year. And he has adequate athleticism. I had hoped for a little bit more, but that's fine. And 70 zone coverage is very good as well. 82 hit power like that. And after that, I wanted to get the tackle, so I just traded up. All these tackles were flying off the board. in the late first round, so I needed to do something. And I offered this future 2 and a 4 from this draft, my best 4 from this draft, to trade up with the Ravens and select Sidney Woodyard to get a new left tackle. I was a little bit afraid to play Eric Fisher. He is not what he once was, and he has really good bench press. And he looks fine, but still normal dev as well. I did not have any luck in the past 2 drafts with these early round values. All of them no hidden dev, and it's no different this time. But 94 strength and good pass blocking, good pass block power and pass block finesse, so I was not afraid to put him in at left tackle. Patriots on the board once again. Clyde Shea, the top QB, still on the board, and they go Mark Witherspoon, wide receiver out of Toledo. I could not believe what I was seeing. And then the Denver Broncos in the 3rd round took Clyde Shea off the board. Man, that was a bargain at the end of the 2nd round to get this quarterback, and the Patriots did not take him, despite not having a single quarterback on their roster at the time. Atlanta, another good value. Jason Waters goes off the board here. And there were the Patriots. Once again in the 3rd round, Chris Nance. They take a 59 overall quarterback out of Texas. And he is, at this point in time, the only quarterback on their roster. Seahawks take Marco Brown, a good value edge rusher. He's gonna be a backup for a while, but he has a really solid foundation. And after that, I was 100% sure. I just waited till our next pick, and I took Kyle Hazelwood. He's 21, and he is a good value, number 13 and true value, but he is not a zone cover corner, and that was the thing I was afraid of, his zone coverage. He's 5'11", and since I have 4 good corners right now, he's not going to see the field in this season at all, but his zone coverage needs a lot of work. After a season or 2, he is going to be a good player. After that, it was not far away from our next selection in the 4th round, and I took Raheem Mclaughlin. He had really good route runnings, and I loved his skill set. 4.41 speed, better speed than Sharif Spears, and there he is, a hidden dev player. He is 22 though. 22, and he's a deep threat out of Charlotte, but route runner is with 71 his 2nd best archetype. Finally, another hidden dev player, 93 speed, really liked that stuff. Really good route runnings. Catching in traffic needs some work, but I think he would be a good slot receiver. He's going to compete with Tyrone Shepard and Matthew Fort. And after that, I traded up to get Javier Taylor, the best free safety. He has 4.42 speed, which is not as good as Derrick Holmes, but I really like the pick. Number 6 in true value, 76 overall. And he's a zone safety, which is what I wanted. Derrick Holmes was hybrid safety. 93 speed, 92 acceleration. I really like that. 78 zone coverage. And he also has good pursuit and hit power, and 76 catching. So really happy with that selection. We got another starter. And then the Falcons got another good pick, Miles Rivers, the other free safety from the 5th round, and he has really good speed as well. And then the Seahawks have another good selection after Oscar Porter and Marco Brown. They select Artie Betts, a really good corner. And then with our 5th round selection, I selected Matias Machado out of Indiana. And I really like his skill set as well. He's going to be a backup pass rusher for sure. And I still like where he is. He's not a good run defender. 61 block shedding. That is not going to get really anywhere at all for his entire career. But he has good speed and acceleration. And I think that's a good backup. And in the 6th round, I selected another backup player, Miguel Cruz. He has pass coverage archetype, and that is why I selected him. He's a 5th round value, and he has hidden dev. I couldn't believe it. This guy has hidden dev, but Raheem Mclaughlin does not. What? He has good, adequate athleticism. He has good zone coverage, 73, really high zone coverage. His tackling and pursuit need some work. And let's look at the players of this draft. Joel Harrison, the top player. He has decent athleticism and a really good starting foundation, 77 power moves, 77 finesse moves, and 78 block shedding. Really good. And he's gonna start in Denver. Arthur Callaway, the top tackle in this class, and you can see he is a lot better than Sidney Woodyard, but he was long gone before I even had a chance. Ramon McManus, the Chicago Bears get a hidden dev corner who has really good man and zone coverage to start out with, but he's gonna sit on the bench for some time. Timmy Crable, he looks like a Mike Zimmer guy if I've ever seen one, but decent athleticism, I like him. Derrick Holmes, he's gonna sit on the bench as well. 21 out of Auburn. He has such good athleticism, 96 acceleration. That is a lot better than Javier Taylor, but yeah, all around I think Javier Taylor is gonna be the better safety in the first season because he has 78 zone. Good speed for Brett Cumberland here. He had the best combine out of all the receivers. And Carl Clayton, the #1 middle linebacker off the board. And he has really good athleticism, good tackling, good hit power. But that's what I was afraid of. 58 zone coverage. Landry Dunn, he is another starting middle linebacker this season. Decent athleticism, 64 zone coverage. Not a match for Raheem Mclaughlin. Oscar Riley. The Bucs got a really good defensive tackle with 95 strength. Really good numbers. Justin McLean, he is 22, rookie out of Penn State, and he's gonna start right away, and he has really good zone coverage. 76 zone coverage to begin with, and really good athleticism as well. Antonio Cooper, he's gonna sit on the bench, but he has good strength and good block shedding. He's a really good run stopper, not a good pass rusher. And there is the #1 corner in this class, 95 speed, good man coverage, and good zone coverage as well, so he's not terrible at all. Damien Williams, he's 21, rookie out of Miami. He has really good strength and good block shedding. His power moves are a good foundation. Finesse moves probably never gonna be really good. Sharif Spears, he was the one guy I missed out on. 93 speed, it was enough. He just had a bad 40 time. And he has good route runnings. I was so disappointed in myself. Justin Powell, hidden dev safety for the Bengals. They did it. And he had really good speed as well. 81 zone coverage. That's good. Lance Rodriguez, he had a 4.5 40. And he had good speed as well. Ran a bad 40 as well. He had 4.5 40. Still 92 speed there. And 82 zone coverage. Joshua Good. Saints did not miss, and he's a really good pass rusher. 84 power moves. That is a solid foundation. Right tackle, Eugene Gordon. The Bears took a really good starting tackle, and he even looks better than Sidney Woodyard. But he was off the board before I could get him in the second round, so yeah. Nick Campbell. He's going to be a backup, and he did not have the athleticism I was looking for. With that athleticism, he was even worse than Jeff Chaney. Darrell Melvin, a really solid starting corner for the Cardinals. He's going to see the bench for a little bit. 77 press and 73 zone coverage is a good starting foundation. Clyde Shea, he's going to sit on the bench for years because they re-signed Drew Lock, and he has really good throw power and short accuracy, medium accuracy. Jason Waters, The Atlanta Falcons had a really solid draft as well. 81 power moves, 90 strength. And the Patriots, they did it. They selected a 59 overall quarterback in the 3rd round. And that would not be pretty, but they signed Nick Mullins after the draft, so Mullins is going to be the starter for them. Marco Brown, he was a really good value for the Seahawks in the 3rd round. Really good athleticism and good pass rusher. Miles Rivers, the Falcons had another good pick. 93 speed. He has similar athleticism and similar ratings to Javier Taylor, just not the overall. And Greg Thorne, he was their 1st round pick actually, and I just realized that he was really good when I looked through the teams, and the Falcons had the top draft aside from me, of course, but they had 3 really good selections in the first 4 rounds, and then some really solid backup players, McCutcheon and McGowan, for instance. And DeMar Dell, he still was in the free agent pool after the draft, so I took him. I did not have to pay a single pick. I was thinking about giving up some picks for him, but I thought to myself, I already have Jeremy Gabriel. If I miss out on Dell, it's not going to be that bad. Neil Hoffman still was on the board as well. He has good athleticism for a blocking tight end, so I took him. Thought about giving up some picks for him to get him in the 6th round, but he was there in the free agent pool. And I also got Colin Cummings. He is a developmental tackle. He's going to be a backup, probably a career backup, but still good ratings, and I didn't even have to give up a 7th rounder to get him. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, the draft, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed and ring the bell for notification. Next episode is going to be the preseason, and we are going to play the exact 4 teams that we play every year in preseason, which sucks because every year in week 3 I play the Chicago Bears. They are our division rivals, and for 3 quarters we get beat up by Khalil Mack. And that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Lions franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.